Hi guys, just a quick heads up, my voice is going to sound a little off. That is because I have a cold. So, yep, sorry. Bye bye. Hi guys, so in this video we are going to be starting with our first data type is going to be lists. So in the previous video we've already covered some basics of the variables, the types of them. We covered local variable, global variable, what is output variable. We also looked at how to comment something in your Python file. So in this video we'll start with the operations in lists and let's understand everything about them. Okay, so when you're talking about lists, the first thing is that lists are going to be mutable. What that means is that you can make changes in your list in Python. So list is always going to be represented by square parenthesis. You cannot use the round ones because this becomes a tuple, so it has to be a square bracket. Inside the square bracket, as I mentioned, you can have string, you can have integers. So you see I have been able to define lists, and this is what I am getting as the output. So as you can see, no problem, I can have different kinds of data types in it. I have got string as well as integers. So now let's start with the first thing, which is going to be append. So what does append mean? Append is going to be very similar to adding in a list, just that when you are appending something, that whatever you wanted to append, let's say you want to append orange in the list, orange would be appended or it would be added to the list L after high. You see, orange was added to the list L after high. So this is what your append is going to be. Append is adding whatever after the last element. And there is a spelling mistake. Let's move on and look at copy next. Okay, so I can do this as well, and then I can say print m. So and if I try to print m, this is this answer that I'm getting, which is the exact copy of L. But let's say I am removing 1 from L. You see, there is no 1 here, but I made changes in the L list. So that is what happens when you make a duplicate of a list using this. So what is happening over here basically is that both of their index values or ID values are going to be the same. This means that your M is dependent on L. There is not a separate copy of M being made in the memory. They both are linked because we want to avoid all this mess that was created. What we do now, if I were to display M, I have all of these things. So let's just have L dot append 1, and that is running. This is L, this is M. You see, even though I had made changes in L and they were being reflected over here, you see there is a 1 appended. In the M, there are no changes made. Yahan pe we have M and L as two different lists which are not related to each other, right? So we looked at append, we looked at your copy as well, and we also looked at remove, right? So I'll talk more about remove here. So here, when you talk about removing, you are deleting, right? If over here instead of 1 I were to delete, say, hi, then let's have L printed over here. See, I was able to get rid of high. You are removing a specific element from the list L. I will go ahead and try to clear out everything. I don't want the list to have anything at all. That is going to be L dot clear. You see, that is an empty list. L dot clear clears out the entire list. There is nothing in the list left. Another very important thing when we're talking about data types is you need to know the index of a specific element. For knowing the index, we use this square brackets, and you can just type 0 over here. It is going to go in the list L, and it is going to look for the element whose index value is 0. Oh yes, now this didn't run because our list is empty. So let me go ahead and have all of, you can see L over here. Let's go ahead and find what is L0. You see, L0 is 1. Let's talk about the indices right now. So these are all of the elements in your list. When I'm talking about index, in Python, your index is going to start with 0 and it is going to extend till n minus 1. Over here, the value of n is 5. So the index is going to range from 0 to 4. These are the indices of these elements in your list L in the forward direction. Okay, what I mean by this is I can also have the index being -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. So you'll see what I mean by this. You see, 6 does not exist because, of course, there are no 7 elements in the list. Now, let me try to print orange. So for orange, we have the index as 4. I'm getting orange. Similarly, what happens if I write -4 over here? Let's check that. I'm getting 2. So you see, for -4, I have 2. What if I want to see what is string? String is -3. Let's go with -3 here. You see string. So this is what index is. Also, you can have a colon over here. Let's see what gets typed. Okay. So you have 1 comma 2. This is 1 comma 2. What this means is that this function is going to be printing all of the elements before -3. So this is -3. Before -3 we have -4 and -5. So you've got both of these printed. I hope you all have understood index. Index is very important for us to understand. It is used a lot. Let's talk about count now. So I want to count how many times string is occurring in the list. So it is happening once. So this is what count does. Count is going to check how many times a particular element is being repeated in your list. So what if I go ahead and I append high 1? Let's go. Let's check what happens for high. Let me go ahead and print L for you. So you see high, I have high twice and even 1 twice. Okay, so let's check what is the count of high now. 2. Right, so this is basically just counting how many times a particular element is in your list. So we've completed count, we've completed copy, completed cover, completed append, we completed length also. Let's look at delete now. So I want to delete orange. Now what was happening in remove and what is happening in delete are two different things, but they're kind of related. When we were talking about remove, in this we were giving what has to be deleted. I wanted to delete high. In delete item, we give the index value. That is why knowing the index becomes very important. So I can just go with delete, and I want the index, I want to delete this one. So that is index 0. Let me go ahead and delete that. Let's print L. You see, the 1 here, there was a 1 here, right? That got deleted. That is index 0 got deleted. Now I want to delete this one as well. So that is going to be index -1. So let's do that again. And again L. You see there is no 1 left. Now this is a bit different than all of the other functions that you were looking at, right? This is called a magic function. A magic function, if you are a little bit well versed with the basics of Python, you would see this a lot. Def init. This is also a magic function. Any function where there are 2 underscores before and after is going to be a magic function. Okay, that was out of context, but you might be curious, so I just wanted to let you know.